trying to reconnect.
We were supposed to finish this.
We can.
No.
Welcome back. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Esoteric Nexus here. And today we're going to be talking about tarot and oracle cards.
This is Whitney. I'm Braden. Never got to do it, so thought maybe I'd give it a shot.
Good job.
Definitely more your thing.
I liked it. Sometimes I try not to do the same thing every opening. I'm trying to switch it up. I don't know what to say.
I know, but I thought it was a good opportunity because normally you do say it. I was like, she's not going to say it. I can say it. We can see what it's like.
Welcome
Try it
back
on.
to another live with Esoteric Nexus. I am Whitney, and this is Braden.
Yeah, you definitely do it way better.
I don't know. That sounds... I get tired of hearing myself say it all the time.
You don't have to say it every time. I was just taking advantage of an opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
But then I don't know what to say.
Whatever you want to say.
I don't know what to say.
Me either. That's why I let you do the talking.
So I try to come up with an intro.
One day something will stick, but until then, or maybe not. Maybe that'll just be our niche. It never has to be the same.
Awkward opening.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my thing.
The awkward
openings. Hello.
Oh my gosh. Like
Exoteric Nexus here.
That could be a great podcast name.
What?
The awkward opening.
The awkward opening. I would want to be tagged in it, or at least referenced. Inspired by Whitney.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. So anyways, now that we got a few people in here, hello, Mariah, Rick, and Summer. We're talking about tarot and oracle cards today. So I will start. And I have read tarot cards since I was about 13. That was when I picked up my first deck.
For real? 13?
13. That's
what?
when okay, so for those of you that don't know, I had a LDS upbringing. I was raised Mormon.
Ditto.
So we left the church around 13, when I was like 12 or 13.
That's why I never saw you there. Like, oh my gosh. I left when I was 17, but 13, huh?
13.
That is such a pivotal age to lose religion. Like, because that is really when you're starting to like fully embody what religion is to you. Like, you're starting to find your own concepts and beliefs on it. I couldn't imagine, like, as much as it was a different upbringing being Mormon, but I got to really have it in my life. I'm talking about, well, even my first wife was back and forth with it, so I had a good influence there for the first 20 years of my life.
Up to 20.
23.
23.
Mm-hmm. And then I finally was like, nope, I'm done. No more going back. Can't do the things.
Yeah, I picked up my first deck. It was the Beginner's Guide to Tarot. And I held on to that deck until like last year, I think. Oh, that was my first deck. I bought it for myself and I was super excited and nervous because it was very demonized. You were messing with the devil.
Yeah, my mom sorry, Mom, not to call you out like that if you ever get around to watching these. Anyway, I don't think I've ever invited my mom to this.
I don't think she'd be one to... She might watch. It would be some mixed reviews from the things that you've told me.
It definitely would.
It'd
be fascinating to see her take on a lot of the things that have been said. She always has a way of like...
It would spark some interesting conversations.
Oh, definitely. Indubitably. 100%.
You get to get your point across without interruption or argument. Unless it's from me. But, I don't know. Yeah.
It'd be something. Shoot, what were we talking about?
I got my first deck when I was 13. I bought it for me, and I was dipping my toes into other religions and things. All these things I was told that I can't touch, like caffeinated soda.
Oh.
Wearing what I want to wear. And reading and looking into things that I was told I can't because it's bad. So I wanted to explore. And tarot was one of the things that I explored. And my first feeling in diving into tarot was that I had to memorize the cards. So I read the book and I followed the instructions of the book. And I was doing my darndest to do the things. And then I heard from other people, you weren't supposed to buy your first deck. You're not supposed to do that. And you're not supposed to read tarot unless you're psychic and you're summoning demons by touching the cards.
Oh my gosh. I never heard of that.
Lots of misconceptions.
I did not. I got that, like, you're messing with energies that aren't of God was the big one for me.
You're opening doors to things you know nothing about.
Yep. I remember hearing that, most definitely. And I think that was probably why I leaned more towards Oracle versus tarot. Like, not just the rigorous structure that I feel that it has, but like Oracle isn't tarot.
Movies
so
and everything have
really
gray area. You know, there's staying. There's a lot of, there's tarot movies, and I think there's this one of the examples that really comes to the forefront is when you're reading tarot and somebody's doing your reading and then they draw a death card. That means you're gonna die, or somebody you know is gonna die. So there's so many icky things thrown around tarot and oracle that I think we could clear up today a little bit. So tarot reading, what is it? Tarot is a form of divination. It is the readings offer you, the person who's being read for, a blend of confirming your own intuition, because you're not dumb. You have feelings in you already, and when you come to get a tarot reading, you're asking for clarity. And tarot is just my intuition and your intuition put together. It gives you clarity in confirming your own tuition, as well as clarity to the situation and the energy that you have now. So when as a tarot reader, if I'm reading your tarot, I'm reading your energy. I'm the energy that's right now, here, right now. I'm interpreting the cards, and it's really up to you how you do the, oh my gosh, what is it? Reflection. It encourages you to look inward and reflect on your own situation. So if I'm reading your tarot, I'm giving you a different perspective on the situation that you're going through or whatever's happening right now. It's not predicting your future.
In a sense.
It is not. I will argue that to a T. You do not go and get your cards read, tarot or oracle, and it predicts this will be your future.
Can I just
there is
can I modify it a little
that
bit?
When you get your reading later, it offers clarity to your energy and your situation at that point.
I would like to say it's not.
You don't have to be psychic to read, and it is not defining this is going to happen. You're looking for clarity. So when you get a reading, it offers you a different perspective, and from that point, you can choose to continue going the path that you're going, or with the perspective that you were given to shift so that you get the result that you want.
I would like to say that it's not predicting your future, but it is a window into a possible future based on what's going on in your life and the direction you're heading, right? Like, and if you keep on the current choices that you're making, you will know what those consequences will be. So like tarot is very much about showing you either where you're missing it or where you can appreciate what's actually come to you and what's coming to you based off of your energies, your thoughts, your actions that you've got going on in your life. Like, it's very much a read on your current energy aura field that you are currently emitting. We are we have an electromagnetic field about us. Like, humans have electrical currents running through us.
And that's what we mean when we talk about reading your energy in the cards. It's interpreted through the cards. But I still will hold to the fact that it is up to your interpretation on what we give you.
Very much so.
It is for you to do with whatever you will. And it is so tarot being evil and working with the devil. Here's my big take. Okay. So I feel like I am a spiritual person. I don't like to identify as one typical thing. I find truth in all different things. We are connected. We are all connected. And this gentleman here Would you say you're Christian?
I don't know.
From the conversation we had like last week, I feel like you were saying that. I didn't want to call you that if that's not what you identify as. But regardless, this man here has a closer connection to, I don't even want to say a closer connection to God. It's you.
Well, I'll just lay it out. Like, I very much believe that there is a higher omnipotent being. We call him God. I call God him because I was raised Mormon. That's a habit. I don't feel like that's a habit that's gonna completely skew or destroy my perspective on what God is, because that's like so not important, right? But also recognizing that we are a part of God. We ourselves are, I don't know, I believe we're God's in training. I think that at some level we will ascend to a level maybe where we're not like creating everything from nothing and like, I don't know, but the idea of being able to one day build a planet, create a species. I mean, is that something I ever want to do? I mean, I don't look forward to that at all. That sounds like a lot of responsibility, but I believe in limitless potential.
I have lots of thoughts on that.
And well, if I believe in limitless potential, then anything's possible, right? So that's just like a step, a phase, a sequence of action that you get to go through, right? And if we're all bits of God experiencing ourselves so that God can experience everything through everybody all at once, then sure, there's something omnipotent that hangs out and does all the things. There's also me, who is God. So if I am God, or my higher self is a form of God, then I have limitless potential. I can do all the things. So then from there, it's just what vibrates with me. It's not necessarily that I'm going to say I'm Christian, but I believe in God. I believe that Christ was an awesome person. I believe that he was bringing us information that we really need in order to awaken. We're doing it all over again. We're getting new information. We're compiling it. We're building it. We're spreading it. We're sharing it because we all want to evolve.
You at least touch the Christian umbrella.
Yeah,
based
definitely.
on the things that you said.
I could definitely say that.
My point with that is that the cards are neutral until you use them, until you touch them. And if this man here falls and touches the Christian umbrella, then his cards are also Christian. They're not. You're not. I can't get behind the whole that the cards are evil. Then that means the spoon is making you fat.
That means the gun really did kill you.
That's my thought on that. I'm gonna skip to the next one. Okay, so the next one is your first deck has to be gifted to you or handed down to you. Now, this practice, from my research, comes from the Romani and the traveling people in that time period. Back then, there was no internet. There was no little booklet that you can get with all the cards. It was a sacred practice.
And it was passed down.
Okay. You were not given cards until you were fully taught. And there was somebody who was teaching you their way of practicing or of reading tarot. And they did not give you cards until they felt you could read for people.
Huh.
And then you were handed down a deck. That was then. In today's society, we have the books, we have the internet. It is your intuition. It is your reading. It is your practice, whoever decides to do it.
We all have access to teachers, too. That was like another thing back then. Not everybody had access to people that knew.
And there's many different ways to learn. There's 3 different styles to tarot reading. But I really would not tell people that they have to have their deck gifted to them. If you are interested in learning Oracle or Tarot, I feel it is very important and very key that you like your deck, that the art is what you want to look at, that it
inspires
you feel something when you pick up the cards. You might even feel something like, ooh, this deck is really pretty, and then I pick it up and I'm like, ooh, these don't feel like they belong to me. I'm gonna put them back down. It's really pretty though. You never know.
Or they just don't give you that pizzazz. Sometimes you see a deck and it's just like, you right there. And other times you're like, man, that looks really interesting. Like what you said, you pick it up and you're just like, it's not really what I thought it was.
So from my understanding, there's a huge debate, and there's doesn't seem to be one quite right answer to the history of tarot or oracle, for that matter.
It's very mishmash and wishy-washy.
Yeah, but I think one of the things I did come across was some of the first mentionings of tarot came from Italy in the 1400s. And the three different styles of tarot is the Rider White. It's most popular. That's the style that I go by. It's very well understood. You use the symbolism in the minor arcana cards to interpret them and the illustrations. Uh, the second style is Tarot de Marseille. Marseille?
Marseille.
It's a more traditional method and it's more simple, but it focuses on the symbolism of the suits and the numbers more. And then the third style of reading tarot is the Thoth, and that was developed by Aleister Crowley. It's a more complex system, and it's got more esoteric interpretations and meanings in the art. So
that would call to me a lot, I think. I'm gonna have to look into it.
That makes me a little more nervous. I'm more familiar with the tarot cards that you traditionally see, that I traditionally see, is the Rider Waite. Mr. Rider and Mr. Waite came up with it together. But those are the different styles. And then the whole you have to be psychic in order to read tarot. It's your intuition. Whoever decides to read tarot, whoever decides to pick up oracle, you find your own style. Trusting your intuition. My big hang up with learning tarot was really that I had to memorize all the numbers, all the different suits, all the different cards. I had to have them memorized. Now, over the years that I've been honing my practice, it's been reaffirmed to me that it is trusting your own intuition. My hang up is not trusting that I understand the symbolism in the cards and the meanings that I've already read and understood, and that I still retain it when I pull the card. Yeah.
And when you first start, you may not have as much clarity and understanding in your readings, and give yourself grace with that. There are going to be things that you are like on the money with, and there are going to be things that really elude your understanding, or they show up in a totally different way and it sideswipes you. But like, that's okay. It's all part of the experience. It's a good tool to be able to learn how to trust your own intuition. It's a good way to be able to start building a connection with self.
Even if you're receiving readings, trust your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
As they're telling you the cards, as you're watching it unfold, and as you get more readings done for yourself, you'll probably learn some of the cards and understand the symbolism and meanings in all of it.
And you'll pick up on what speaks to you and what doesn't. Like, TikTok's famous for it. They always got readings for the masses. And man, some of it really sits with me. And I'm like, that was for me. I got a lot from that. And there are other times where I'm like, I cannot believe I wasted my 3 minutes of time on that. Like, I was waiting. I thought for sure, but there wasn't a whole lot there that I really needed to hear. And then you get better.
That's a different style, though.
It is.
That's an open reading.
But I feel that that's like where people are going to start, right? Before
some
they
introduction
get there,
to it,
maybe?
Yeah, for sure. Some introduction to it,
and that's like a direct exposure. That's not even like it's not even like a wanted exposure. It could just be there. It could just show up on your For You page. So it's not like you're asking for a reading, but boom, there it is. So like, I feel like that's probably going to be more of like a gateway entryway in for it. So recognizing that when you see those, what doesn't call to you is not for you. And as you start doing getting the personal readings done, you're going to find people that really can resonate with you, and you're going to find others that just, their style is not yours. The way that they read for you, the way that they comprehend, it just, it's kind of like getting your hair done. Like, not every hairdresser can cut hair, but not every hairdresser can cut hair the way you like.
That's funny that you mentioned that. My last little bit before we switch over to Oracle, a misconception with tarot is the death card. The death card.
Oh, yeah.
The death card. Oh,
it's my favorite
death card. It is a beautiful card. It does not mean you're gonna die. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, or at least not very seldomly.
No, it is not.
Ever?
It is not predicting your death.
No,
and the big misconception and hang up on the death card is that it is not. It's more. It's sometimes known as the devil card.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
The death card, the devil card. It is more about not being a slave to your addictions and remembering to have fun. You're not taking souls. You're not predicting deaths. It's more about endings.
Yeah.
Be it a job, a hairstyle,
oh.
the work day,
okay.
a project, just daily work, or
something a little heavier,
or maybe an investment. It could. It's an end of a cycle. It's endings.
It could be a spiritual death. It could be something.
It could be the death of an ego.
Ego death is huge, and you don't ever just have one ego death. I very much believe like those come in phases. They become less and less as you grow with your frequencies. But I don't think an ego death is a one-time deal. I think we go through many of them.
I'll let go of tarot for right now.
Okay, all right, guys.
I am new to Oracle. I picked that up in the last 5 years. It made me nervous because it was more about trusting your intuition. And at that point, I was just stepping into trusting that.
I'll leave that there if you decide you want to bust that open.
Well, let me see if you have any of the cards in here.
But,
it's a different.
Yeah. Okay, Oracle. Gee, I started with Oracle mid-20s, late 20s. 30s? I don't know. I was gifted my first Oracle deck from my ex, and it was called the Liminal Spirits deck, and it was so awesome. It didn't have any descriptions on it on the cards, but the cards were these motleys of colors and simple ideas with some ornate pieces to them, and I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked.
The art is important, though.
The art is important. It's got, not only does it got to speak to you, but if it's too ornate, it could be a lot to try and take in. Some people like to be able to have a lot of details to go off of to see what stands out to them as they're doing their readings. Other people prefer more simple in nature designs and characters, so you can kind of get straight to the point and get a broader perspective, if you will. My Liminal Spirits deck, let me back up. Oracle is very much a free form from tarot. It's a counterpart, if you will. There's no specific set of cards. You can have a deck of 18 cards all the way up to 78, 112. You'd be amazed. I think normally they sit anywhere between 40 and 60 cards. Oh, look at that.
I'm going to have to look and see if there's a death. Because, oh, gosh, I wish I had my deck.
So, like Whitney was saying, it is very much more of an intuitive thing. You're reading people's energies. You're reading descriptions of what the cards have to say. As you get more comfortable with your cards, you may not have to revert back to the reading or to the description as often, but you're looking for what stands out to you and what's being understood, what's being read, so that you can expand on that for the person you're giving a reading for. And the cool thing about Oracle is they come in all shapes and sizes and ideas. I have one for self-manifesting. I have my Liminal Spirits. That one is it reads your emotional state of being. It talks to you from your emotional point of view. It's wild. I have another one. That's my Norse Divination deck. That one is a heavy. I have to give people a warning. If they get a reading with this deck, it means they've got to be ready to make changes. And it's not like a or else bad things will happen to you. It's you are now fully aware of what needs work. And if you don't do the work, you're gonna hit rock bottom really quick. So like I definitely like that. That's not one that I like to take lightly. You know, I have this new one that I just got that's called the Angels of Atlantis, and it deals with the archangels. There's over 250 different archangels. I have 50, I don't I think I have 44 cards in this deck, and it revolves around, I think, 10 angels or 11 angels. So you're not even barely scratching on the pantheon of what they are. But this one it gives you, I would say, a more of a cosmic feel. It lets you know where you are intuitively. It lets you know where you are with your inner thoughts and your inner workings of your desires and where you're trying to get to. It sometimes it'll give you direction on which way to go with it. Other times it's letting uh, where you're trying too hard. But Oracle's a beautiful thing. Its origins are very much unclear.
Just like tarot.
Yep, they say it's dated back as far as ancient times with ancient civilizations, and they've talked about having a resurgence in the 20th century. It's become really big again. A lot of it started with something called the what was it again, Whitney? The Lord. Oh no!
Just because you asked me to say it, it just left.
I'm gonna look. Lenormand. See,
Lenormand.
Taking the actual.
I would have said Letterman.
The letter. That's actually how I remember it, right? That's awesome. You get what you always get what you give.
So I have the death card from his Dragon Tarot book, and I've got a couple cards to show you. So this is the death card. This is breaking free from addictions, endings, ending the cycle. And this one is the devil card. Do you see that? The chains,
being
the significance, down. The symbolism in that. Oh gosh, there's so much. There's pain in that card. There's anger in that card. He's oh goodness,
frustration, and it's of his own making, and he can see that. He's like, why? Why did I do that?
And then the Four of Wands is known as the 1111 card, and I see it in this one too. There's two wands on each side, so a one, a line. So 1111 celebration. No matter which tarot I pull, there is some sort of meaning in it that symbolizes the 1111. Oh, it's crazy, and it's celebration. But your deck, I would have to spend some time with it. Even the colors, the numbers, the words, instead of king or pages, I'm not sure. It says sire.
Okay.
Huh. Oh, I don't know. I'm excited. So
anyway, back to what I was saying.
Yes, sorry.
Lenormand. Lenormand is a name for a type of oracle that became pretty big in the 1700s, late 17, early 1800s. Sorry, and she was a French lady. Her name was Lay something Mand, and I can't remember exactly, but that's kind of where Lenormand deck came from. And she was like one of the greatest fortune tellers of her time. She had a lot of famous clientele. She worked with royalty. She famously predicted the downfall of like 3 different people, including Napoleon Dynamite. So it's a pretty big deal. But she was an inspiration for a lot of the oracle that came afterwards. A lot of the oracle came from different inspirations of the German playing cards of 36 and The Italians, they had a playing card system of, I don't remember the number, but what was really cool is it was the different suits that you found, and each country had not just like different interpretations of it, but some of them had different color schemes. Some of them had different things. Like here in America, for our playing cards, you have what, spades, clubs, diamonds, and hearts.
And you can read tarot with a regular deck of cards.
Yes. You can also read Oracle with a deck of cards. Don't ask me how to do it. That's beyond my ken at this moment. But the cool thing about Oracle is it really is an intuitive thing. They read the energies of an individual, and deck specifically, it can read different energies that that person is giving off. Uh, just like tarot, it's there for you to be able to get an insight into your now and your near future. And there again, it's not saying this is set in stone. It's letting you know, look, with the choices that you're making right now, this is most likely going to be your outcome. And if it's good, awesome, keep with what you're doing. If it doesn't align with what you're trying to accomplish, then switch it up. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid. Man, don't let your ego get in the way of your growth. Pride is a fickle thing, and there's moments to have pride, and there are a lot more moments to let go of your pride for the ability to have growth. And that's really what tarot and oracle are. They're a way for you to be able to see where your growth is, see where you're missing your growth, and see what you've gotten out of it. It's a check-in with self. It gives you an opportunity. It gives the opportunity for your higher self to have a way to talk with you and commune with you if you aren't able to have that with just yourself, which comes with time and practice. We all find our own processes and programs for it. But yeah, as far as awesome cards, I can show you what these Angel of Atlantis Oracle cards look like so you can get an idea. And what was cool about this deck, what really called to me, is the guy that made this deck, he claims to have spoken to angels since he was in his uh, early teen years. And they showed up to him as orbs of light. So he remade these orbs of light on these cards so you can see what he was talking to. And you've got, what's this one? Gabriel, which is a nice light blue orb surrounded by a field of light. This one is Zafikiel. I love this card. This is probably one of my favorites. It's the surrender card. And that's how he saw this individual. And the beautiful thing about this surrender card that I love so very much is it's a warm, glowing orange and yellow tone. It's nothing overpowering, but it's something that feels as if energy is building. And when you can learn how to surrender and accept what surrender really means and see the power and the control that you gain through it, it is its own building force. It is what helps spur on growth. But it's a really hard concept to really, truly
undertake
and absorb.
I don't think it's hard to grasp, but I think it's hard to
but to integrate it into your life more fully, man, like there are, and it's layers and layers and layers. Surrender is not just like a one-time thing. It's not just like a one energy thing. It's got layers. There are so many different things that you realize that tie into the power of surrender.
It's something you practice over time and you get better at with practice.
Mm-hmm. Indubitably.
So Steph asked what the difference between the devil card and the death card is. And the difference is, I feel the devil card would come before, the devil card would come before death. I feel like the devil card is more like you are chained by the things in your head. You've put these chains around yourself.
I like that.
And the devil card would be the ending, I feel like.
Vice versa. The death card
would be the ending. The death card would be the end of that cycle. You've broken free from the chains. Mm-hmm. That is the death of whatever you put, whatever chains you put on yourself.
It's confirmation.
Be it by ego, be it by greed, whatever you are frustrated and you are angry and you are You are fighting it. You are fighting against the chains. They have to be there.
And honestly, like you may still even have those chains as you get the death card, but the death card symbolizes that you have acknowledged and you're stepping forward into that phase. Like you are so close to being able to take that chain off, be done with it forever. Like this is your time, own it. You see it, you know what you got to do, just do it. Just do it. And other times that death card really is a celebration of the fact that it's gone. You're over it. You're done. Again, a confirmation. But like, death is one of my favorite cards. Death signifies
I'm
growth.
not sure what Steph's asking. Are you asking the difference between tarot and oracle?
No, oh. Or the tarot, the dragon tarot, and the tarot that you have.
Oh. Well, I don't know what style this is in, but the Rider White style, I don't.
You get to answer.
I think it might be an artist style, but each artist can will do something different.
Gosh,
The difference between your decks of cards. Yeah. The deck of cards that I was messing with were tarot cards.
And mine are oracle.
And his are oracle cards. So tarot cards have 78 cards in them.
And oracle cards don't have a specified number. It's dependent upon the creator.
Tarot cards, like a deck of cards, it's all about the perspective. Oracle cards have 78 cards, sometimes more. Sometimes they will add a few oracle cards in a deck of tarot cards, but normally they have 78 cards. There's 22 major arcana cards. Like the major arcana cards would be without a suit and without a number. There are 55 minor arcana cards.
So an
I think I already said
example.
there's 4 suits.
So an example is like your death card. That would be part of your major arcana. And then like the Four of Wands would be minor because it has a number associated directly with it.
And a suit.
And a suit. And a suite.
And oracle cards are
they are
kind of like all the major arcana cards.
As in they don't have numbers. I mean, it's deck specific, it's creator specific. Different people feel called to create oracle decks a certain way because they're trying to convey a certain energy in which to be able to read to people. Like I said, my liminal spirits deck is really an emotional deck. It really reads the emotional state of a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas
same with tarot cards. You can get like a self-love and healing tarot deck that's more towards that. There's other tarot decks that you can get that are geared more towards finding the positive in every situation. But there are tarot decks that you read one way. They are not meant to be read upside down.
Yep. But like that's like the biggest difference is that Oracle doesn't have any set structure for their cards. It's all intuitively made and understood. Whereas Tarot has your major and minor arcana. Forever and always, there will be 78 cards in a tarot deck. Yeah, and that is like the two biggest difference between the two. But they both do the same thing. You know, it's like it's like the difference between a plane and a car. They both get you places. They're just different vessels to get you places. That's how tarot and oracle are. They're not the same.
Kids, let me call you 6 times, but it's not an emergency. Anyways, we are offering tarot reading, guys. I'm working on it.
Offering
Goddamn
tarot
fucking
oracle
kids.
readings. We're doing the 1-card pulls. We are asking for donations on the 1-card pulls, but not until after the reading is done.
Say it again. The mic was dead.
Okay.
Fuck.
I really feel like this just completely botched the 1-card pulls. No good delivery here, guys. None whatsoever. 1-card pulls. That's what we're offering. We are asking for donations for the 1-card pulls. That will come after your reading, not before. I'm not saying give us what you think your reading's gonna be worth. We're asking you to pay us what you think the reading was worth. And within reason. We're not expecting anything crazy of you guys, but equal energy exchange. What did you get out of it?
Or even a trade of services.
Oh, yeah.
We
I'm so about
do
trade of
tarot
services.
readings. Do you do art?
Yeah.
Do you... I don't know. What do you guys do? It should be like a trade and barter thing.
Trade
kind of
and
thing.
barter.
There's no reason you shouldn't be able to ask for a 1-card pull.
And there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to, like...
Or it should be available.
Yeah.
Is how we feel. It should be available to you guys.
For everybody. Like, we're here to help people. We're not here to make money off of you. You know?
Yeah.
We want to see you succeed just as much as we're trying to succeed in this wonderful thing called life.
Yes. So I read tarot. Braden reads oracle.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like, you can ask to have us both do a reading for you together. Or you could reach out to me for tarot readings, or you could reach out to Braden for oracle readings. We're going to put it up on the site, and I'm still working on a unified place for you guys to go where we're going to list the services that we offer. It's still in the works, guys. We're growing with you.
Oh my God.
As we add certifications onto our repertoire, there will be more services available for you guys as I continue to organize it and we do all this stuff. It's so exciting. Super exciting.
Did we get the mic dead fixed thing? Did we just turn off the mic? Can they hear us now, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I pulled it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I saw you do that action.
Yeah, no. My kid called me a couple times back to back. It's like, jeez. Is it an emergency? No, when are you coming home? Dude, I'm recording my live right now. You know that. I know, I just want to know when you're going to be home.
Help me. Kids. We were like that when we were kids. I mean, I was always calling at inopportune times. It's like what kids do.
Tarot and Oracle, it is offered now here with Esoteric Nexus as we continue to grow. And we'll post the prices.
As soon as we figure out what those prices are.
Yeah.
And the structure for, because it's gonna go past 1-card draw. We're offering 1-card draws. We would
intuitive readings,
one-on-one sessions.
Mm-hmm. If you want to do it over the phone, if you want to do it over video, if you want to do it in person, if you're looking for like a career reading, if you're looking for a love reading, if you want to get specific, or I don't know. I like the intuitive. Let's do an intuitive reading. You come to me and you tell me what's going on, or you don't even have to tell me what's going on. But I will throw out there, while you are doing readings, if you were looking for readings, you are looking for insight, you are looking for guidance,
inspiration.
If you are looking for yes or no question answers,
you're not going to get them. So don't.
You're not going to get them. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a pleasant reading. If you are coming in open-hearted and open-minded to what it has to offer you, you would get a better reading.
And honestly, if you're coming in for a business reading or a love reading, relationship reading, what have you, I would much rather have you guys coming to me about the things that you're working on and where you want to go with it. Because remember, life is yours to do with as you want. You make the choices. You have the final say. So if you're going to come up to me and be like, hey, I really love so-and-so. Do they love me back? Or how can I get them to love me? Like, how about instead we talk about, hey, I want to have love in my life. How do I work on it? Or this is what I'm doing to work on it, or what have you. Let's frame the question in ways that you can have more growth with what you're coming to the table for.
You
Less
can get so
superficial,
much
more
more
in
from a
depth.
reading.
Same with business. Like, talk to me about the business you're trying to start. Talk to me about the business idea that you would eventually like to be a part of. Talk to me about the fact that you're not happy with your job and you're looking for other options and how to go about it. Like, those kind of questions. Those are the questions you're going to get a lot of feedback from. You're going to get a lot more for what you're looking for. Because honestly, at the end of the day, we're all looking for the process, right? We already know what outcome we want. We're just trying to find the process to get there. So come to the table with that in mind.
We're growing, guys.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for all the things that are to come.
Oh my gosh, so many things. Things that we got to keep under our hat for now because we're not ready to disclose them, and other things that we are currently sharing with you.
This was one of them. I think we had talked about it once upon a time, though. Anyways, but now we're ready. Now we're ready, guys.
Doing the things.
We're ready. Tarot and Oracle readings.
And
Tarot by Whitney, Oracle by Braden.
Also, like, just to clarify, we are in the process of having our accreditations. Like, it's not like we're gonna do it sometime or pretty soon here we're gonna find it. Like, we've found the course, we're going through the course. It will be completed. You will be talking to somebody that not only has a life experience but got to brush things up with some tutoring.
Yeah.
And some learning from an instructor that has more knowledge than we do. And we'll continue
we have brushed
to grow
up on our
that.
skills, but there are years in the practice.
Oh, definitely more so for you than for me. Like, gosh, the last time I did active like readings was for TikTok.
Tarot is my thing. I've held on to that baby for a long time, and I am so excited. I told myself once I finished and got the certificate on this last class, I'm gonna get my brand new deck. Yeah, it's coming. Super excited. So that's what we have for you guys today. We're offering tarot and oracle readings now. Book club. I need a calendar.
The 20th.
The 20th.
Book club's on the 20th.
7 p.m. And we are reading
The Fourth Wing.
The Fourth Wing.
I just found out that's another smut book, and I am
That's
not as
for
excited
book
as I was. Oh,
club.
sorry. Yeah.
We're having fun on the other side. All right, guys. You have a good night. Au revoir.
Bye. Ciao.
Why did it disappear?
Hasta luego.